Yeah, I'm back to doing Stardew Valley. Well, I have been playing a lot of Medieval 2 Total War lately, and so I've been playing maybe less Stardew Valley. But I don't get to do Medieval 2 on stream, so I like doing this one because it's on stream. Whenever I play Medieval 2, I always play as England. I've never played, not even once, I've never played as anything other than England. It's just, why would I ever play as anything other than England? Why would I ever? It's lovely to see you here, Carl. Very lovely. You were just playing Napoleon Total War the other day. Well, I don't know. I haven't been able to get into the more modern Total War games, even though Napoleon is really old at this point. Medieval 2 is just the right one for me. It's more advanced than Rome, but it's not too advanced. I feel like once you get into like Empire, I've never played Empire, but once you get into that era and beyond, it's I find it difficult to get into it for some reason. I don't know. I like the simplicity, I guess, of Medieval 2. It runs well. It's fun. It's just a good game. Although the thing about it is I've never actually managed to complete the map before, because every time I try, my game always gets interrupted by, like, oh, my computer crashed and I had to get a new computer, or something gets in the way. I just get bored, or I start losing like crazy, and I'm like, I can't handle this, and I quit. And so I really want, for this playthrough, I really want to actually fill the map with England and just have everything be England. And so I'm trying to do that right now. And so right now I have, of course, I have the British Isles, and I have that strip from Brittany up to Antwerp. And then the Holy Roman Empire declared war on me. And so I've conquered all of Germany. I've done Hamburg, Staufen, Prague even. I've gone into Prague, which was the capital of the Holy Roman Empire. I beat them there. I have Magdeburg and Nuremberg and Switzerland, I think, as well. And I also beat Denmark, because Denmark declared war on me too. And so I took Copenhagen and Stockholm and Oslo, which was actually still a rebel castle at that point. I took all those. And that's what I have so far. And then the thing is, Spain and Portugal keep declaring war on me all the time. And then they keep offering ceasefires all the time. And so I don't actually have any interest in conquering Iberia, because I'm too busy with Germany, and so I don't really care. Like, I just let them declare war on me every now and then, and just wait for it to end, because it always ends. They always stop, and then I'm like, cool. Portugal has had, for some reason, a tiny little army in Wales, in the Carnarvon region. They've had it there forever. They've had it for generations, this little army, and then all these boats. They're like wasting all of their boats around Anglesey. And I'm like, dude, like, either attack or don't attack. But we've been at peace this whole time, and they've just been there. for no reason, just hanging out. So I'm like, okay, well, not a big deal to me. I have a lot of forces stationed in Caernarvon because that's for some reason a place where a lot of they like to attack Caernarvon. They don't like to attack any other of my territories, Spain and Portugal, both of them. They always go for Wales. So I just put some guys in Wales, stack that up, and then it's like I'm good to go. But yeah, I love the whole system in that. How it's all about you got to spend money to make money. So you gotta get it so that you can tax them really highly without them complaining too much. And so you want to get them at that yellow smiley face, that yellow kind of meh face. That's what you want them to be at all the time. You don't want them to be too happy because then you're not taxing them enough. But you don't want them to go into the blue because if they go into blue, they can go into the red. And so you want to invest in buildings to keep them happy. And projects to keep the squalor down and to keep the religiosity up and law and order up. And that costs money. But then when you spend that money, you get money from taxation. So it's a really fun system, kind of building up all of the sort of amenities of each city. And I usually prefer not to fight the battles on the battle map, but I sometimes do. You always want to fight on the map if it's a close, like 50-50, you always want to fight on the map. But sometimes there's some frustrating things, like dealing with reinforcements is really frustrating in that game when you're fighting on the map. But yeah, I actually managed to get one of my assassins to kill the Emperor at one point. I actually successfully assassinated the Emperor. That's pretty cool. I've never done anything like that before. What else? France hasn't attacked yet at all, which is crazy to me. Because usually France is one of the main ones that attacks you early on in the game. If you play as England, they've been totally absent. They've been fighting a war against Milan this whole time. Haven't bugged me at all. Oh, there's a Lord of the Rings mod. That's cool. Yeah. But the thing about it is I was allied with Milan for a really long time because I noticed that Milan was fighting against France. And I was like, I got to get in on that because I thought that France would attack me at some point. And so if I could get Milan as an ally early on, I was like, then I'll be set against France. It turns out it wasn't France, it was Germany. But Milan was also fighting against Germany, so it worked out. It was convenient for me. And then Milan allied with Russia, and Russia allied with me. So we had like this trifecta alliance of England, Russia, and Milan for a while. And our big enemy was the Holy Roman Empire. And then France was allied with them, but they never attacked me. And Poland was in that alliance too, and Venice as well. So they had a lot of different people in that alliance. But then, just randomly recently, Milan started attacking me. So Milan broke their alliance with me. And so now I have to deal with fighting Milan and the Holy Roman Empire. So I really don't have any time to waste on Iberia. Because right now, Milan has a lot of eastern France and northern Italy. So I have to just go in and use that as my opportunity. They're excommunicated at the moment, so it's pretty easy to fight them. But I've been excommunicated several times because I just didn't have the money to not be excommunicated. And Milan kept getting excommunicated over and over, and I wanted to be a good ally to them. And the Pope was trying to get me to break my alliance with Milan over and over, but I wanted to be true to Milan so that my reputation would be high and so that I could keep that alliance. And so I kept getting excommunicated too. But then it really was only a problem that first time, because the first time it caused a lot of, like, everyone in the cities was panicking, like, ah! But then they got over it, and every other time I've been excommunicated, it hasn't really been a big deal. And so right now I'm not excommunicated, but Milan is. And the Holy Roman Empire isn't, but I'm kind of done fighting them. They only have 3 areas left. They're all spaced out away from each other. So I've kind of like penetrated them to the point where they've got northern Poland, Breslau, they've got Vienna, Austria, and they've got Bologna in northeastern Italy. They've got those 3 territories. But I have whatever is between Bologna and Vienna. I think it's Innsbruck. Yeah, I have Innsbruck, which is that little panhandle, that western panhandle of Austria. I have that, and that's separating Vienna from Bologna. And then I have Prague, which is separating Breslau from Vienna. So I've kind of fingered my way in between all their territories, and so they're really disadvantaged now because they have no through line. They have no corridor between any of their stuff. And I'm just chilling now. I don't even care about them anymore. I've beaten them so badly that, like, it's not worth getting excommunicated over anymore because I have the money now. The problem was I didn't have the money before. And so because I had to keep spending money on the war, and so I kept needing to get more money from conquering cities and castles. I had to keep sacking settlements in order to make that money up again. But now I don't have to worry about it, and so I'm not going to get excommunicated over those guys. And so I'm just fighting Milan now, basically. Now I think Germany will probably try to attack me again. Or Austria, I guess, at this point, because now their capital is in Vienna. They're going to try to attack me again, probably at some point, but I doubt that their attacks are going to be worth all that much compared to Milan, so I'm focusing all on Milan right now. And I'm hoping that France does not join the fight. That's my hope, is that we can keep France out of it for now. But that's where I am in the game. And I've consistently refused to go on crusade. Fuck crusades. I've done them before. They've been successful for me before, but they always end up failing in the end. Because even if I get like a big, like I've gotten Egypt and Palestine and parts of Turkey like Constantinople, I've gobbled up huge areas of the Middle East before. Eventually, those fucking Mongols come and it's game over. Like, there's just no point in trying, and even if the Mongols don't get you, the Timurids will. There's no point in trying to do a crusade, because you're just going to get fucked in the end. Unless you're trying to win the victory condition of the 45 settlements plus Jerusalem. That victory condition is, like, really, really, really hard. I've never been able to get even close to getting it within the turn limit. So yeah, I always go beyond the turn limit, and I never have Jerusalem. But yeah, it's, oh my god, and man, the effort sometimes of, it can be difficult to even go on a crusade, because if you join the crusade too late, then it don't work. You don't meet the mission requirement. But if you join it too early and your guys are way over on the other side of the continent, you can't get them to the other side before they all mutiny and you just have nothing in the end. Like, it's a nightmare actually even trying to get anyone over to the Middle East. So, yeah, those are all of my thoughts on Medieval 2 and the playthrough that I'm doing right now. It's a lot of fun. But right now, it's time for something a little bit different.